once again, guys, details, fantastic details. Hey, hello once again, guys. Welcome back to Hearns TV. It's me again, Dan, and I am welcoming all you model enthusiasts to another one of my unboxing videos. And this aircraft's a real favorite of mine, actually. I would like for you guys to meet the Dassault Mirage III. The E or the R version, whichever one takes your fancy, is an Italeri 32 scale. So it's a pretty big kit, yeah. Now the Mirage III was numerically a very, very successful aircraft and combat proven as well. Designed by a French company, Dassault. The prototype first flew 1956 and it went into service in 1961. And it was used extensively by France, Argentina, Australia, Switzerland, Spain, as well as Israel, South Africa, Venezuela. A great many countries used the Mirage III, and it's still in service today with Pakistan, I believe, the last official users of the Mirage III. So yeah, let's take a look inside. We'll check out this kit and I'll tell you a bit more about the Mirage as we go along. So yeah, like I was saying before, this is an Italeri 32 scale, and what a big kit this is. Beautiful picture on the front, and you can see what a gorgeous plane the Mirage 3 was. Like the triangle shape there, that's called a delta wing. Beautiful angles on this aircraft actually, and lots of different decals actually. You've got two different French ones, Australian, South African, Switzerland, and Spain as well. So let's open it up and see what's inside. There. Now, we'll start off by having a look at the instructions. This is fairly thick. Now remember, you can do the E or the R version. The E is the combat version, and the R is the reconnaissance version. Yeah, the Mirage was originally designed as an all-weather interceptor, although a little later on ground attack and strike capabilities as well as anti-ship capabilities were built into it. And this just outlines all the different molds. And then you see here where it's showing all the pieces coming together. Very detailed pictures. I'll hold this up so you can see the you can have a look there. Like, they're very, very detailed on the pictures of the pieces. That's excellent, actually. Excellent. The more details in the instructions, the better. But let's skip through to, oh, look at that. Excellent. Look at that. More beautiful. Actually, before we skip through to the camouflage, I'll show you. Yeah, Italeri have really put a lot of effort into the instructions on this one. Now, weapons packages. Where is the camo? And here we go. And it's in color. Fantastic. And you've got the colors for you can pick your loadout actually. Yep. Early version of the Sidewinder, the AIM-9B, the R550 rocket pods, and the Matra 530 long-range missile. Heard it wasn't too reliable though. Let's see some of the camouflage, shall we? Here we go. Camouflage. French camouflage. Yes, those Euro colours. Very similar in colours and pattern to a lot of British aircraft. Here we have the Australian Air Force. Now this is the one in particular I was looking forward to showing you. I wonder if they've got the... No, they don't have the camouflage pattern, but the Australian Air Force, the version that we operated, instead of the Mirage III E, it was actually redesignated the Mirage III O. And it differed to the others mostly in just the avionics. Australia used them. The last one was retired in 1988, and we sold 50 of them to Pakistan. Here's the South African version. Nice camouflage pattern too. I'll hold that up, you can have a closer look at it. Yeah, Very nice camouflage pattern. I like their insignia too, with the one with the springbok in it, and then to Switzerland. Alrighty, okie dokie. Let's have a look at some of the pieces, shall we? Now remember, 32 scale, enormous kit. So we'll start with, here's the fuselage right there. Look at that. You can already tell that this is going to be a decent sized plane when it's finished. And here we have the air intake single engine on the Mirage III. And once again, guys, details, fantastic details. All of the panels, I'll show you. All of the panels here are actually indented. They're not raised out. Excellent. And you can see all the hydraulics, everything there. Excellent details. Very, very nice. Very pretty model. Inside the cockpit there, and these would be the covers on the doors for probably near where the landing gear were. And here we have the air intakes there, little nozzles on the either side, which helped control the flow of the air into the engine. Right, over there. Next one we have the wings. This is the lower part of the wings and the upper parts there. And there's the tail. As you can see, the sweep on these things is quite drastic going backwards. This thing was really made to accelerate quickly and go very, very fast. It had a maximum speed of Mach 2.2. You can tell this is the upper part because that's where the air brakes were. And here, your landing gear is that's where it folds out. Now, there was one thing about the Mirage 3, it's good looks and high performance and all, but its weapons carrying payload was not that great. It only had 4 external hard points and 1 down the center line for a total of 5. And it also had 2 30mm cannons as well. Fairly light payload, but it was fairly agile for such large wing area as well. But then again, like I've said, no fighter jets are perfect. Place that over there. Now let's have a look at the underside of the fuselage here. And that's where the center line is. And I'll hold this up so you can see. These were the firing ports there and there for the 2 30mm cannons. And the engine, look at that. Look at the exquisite details on that. Absolutely fantastic. I'm quite impressed with this, I must say. And here's the engine itself. Turbine blades, and then more of the smaller features would go on the exterior, and you've even got a little ladder that would go down the side for the pilot to climb on in. And this is the very rear where the exhaust would exit out the back of the plane, where the turkey feathers at the rear. Now let's have a look at some of the ordnance, shall we? Here's the front of the rocket pods there, and external fuel tanks that would go under the wing. The Mirage 3's range wasn't that great. It was decent, but not that great. So additional fuel tanks were needed quite a lot of the time. Now this here, this is the front of the rocket pods where they would fire, and this is what they were attached to. There was actually fuel behind that, and that the exhaust from the rockets shot out of there. So combining jet fuel behind a rocket pod that you shoot at your enemy, to me, seems a little bit foolish. They'd want to keep both of those things separate, in my opinion, but they did it anyway. And here's a big missile there. I don't think that's the R530. I think that might be like an earlier version of one of the Exocets. And here's a Sidewinder and the R550 there. Oh, and some of the landing gear. That's for the front and for the rear landing gear as well. Alrighty. And then we've got more weapons here. Sidewinder again. R550. Oh, maybe that is the R530 missile there. And more rocket pods and external fuel tanks. Stay. And then we're going to see here we have towards the front the nose of the aircraft there, and this is where, if you're going to build the R version, here are the undersides of the nose, which would go right there where all of the cameras would be, so they could take photos of the ground, or you can put the to close it up and yeah, have just a forward facing one. Another fuel tank and more additional fuel tanks. This looks like ECM pods, which are once again electronic countermeasuring. It jams the enemy's ability to target you or to see you coming. Yeah, and finally for the nose, the radome at the very front, of the aircraft right there. And of course, I'll show you as well the canopy where the pilot would be seated and would be seeing out of. Not all that good all-round view on the Mirage III. The view wasn't that good to the rear, which was rectified on later versions of the Mirage. If you've ever seen the Mirage 2000, more of a bubble canopy on that one. And lastly, let's have a look at some of the decals. We've got two sets of decals here. Remember, there was quite a lot of different countries that used this, so you want to get value for money and say, which one do you want to build? So I'll show you. There's Spain, France, and South Africa there, and all the rest of the unit markings. The shark mouth, I love the shark mouth on aircraft. It always looks so cool. And then lastly, we will have a look. Here you have Switzerland, and well, the UK, and as well as Australia. And then you get more of the unit markings, and that goes over where the air brakes are and everything else to make the complete your model, make it look as authentic as possible. Alrighty, cool, done and done. All right, so blitz through that one, even though it was a huge model. Yeah, Italeri, 32 scale Mirage 3. Big, cool model. Once again, absolutely beautiful plane. Anything with delta wings always looks cool, doesn't it? Yeah, this would be not for your novice or early model maker. This is definitely a kit you'd want to be for the more experienced guys. But yeah, I think you should definitely take a close look at this one. We've only got the one in stock, so if you want it, be quick, because I don't think it's going to last too long, because it is really awesome. But yeah, well, that concludes that. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Once again, I always love making these videos, so yeah, I hope you tune in next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hope to see you in store sometime soon. And as always, rock and roll, guys. See you later.